Okay. Sorry for the lateness. I wasn't planning on doing this yet, but I decided to do it. I was looking for something earlier. Question is, where is it? All right. Please bear with me. Where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? Holy shit. I've been having problems with an infestation. So please bear with me. And if you see the little bastard flying around, I got something waiting for him. Okay. Let me just check on my channel here. I want to make sure. Just want to make sure that everything's in working order. Yes. Okay. All righty. Now, I don't want to welcome to, for those of you just joining me for the first time on this channel, this is Illuminati God. And this is going to be a, let me turn this off. I'm going to try to explain things as simply as I can. Layman. Okay? This is an explanation of the beliefs of those who are destroying our world in the simplest way that I can get it across to you. I'm going to try my best. A lot of people do the same on YouTube, but they complicate the matter with strange words and esoteric things. And you can't, if you just started studying this stuff, a lot of people don't understand it. And it sounds foreign and weird. So I'm going to try to explain it as best I can in the simplest way so that the average person who never heard this stuff before can plainly understand it. Okay, I got my reading glasses on. Okay, so please bear with me if I mess up also. Trying to reveal this stuff, trying to explain this stuff to the average person who never heard it before is a very difficult task. So just bear with me. It took me a while before I finally got it myself. Oh, man. And here you go. This is where the mess began. Well, the mess began before this even was written down. Okay? Before it was written down, it was shared by word of mouth from person to person. And you were put to death. They still kill people. They still do it in secret. And sometimes, not always in secret, depending on who you are. If they have to make an example of you and you happen to be a head muckety muck, they'll kill you right in public. They don't give a fuck. But before it was actually put down, documented, this was spoken to the initiates by the priests, who were the real power behind the kings, the queens, the rulers, the leaders. It's always been the priests. And the priests still are in power, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm not talking about the Pope, puppet Pope. I'm not talking about rabbis and what do they call those other ones? Mullahs and imams in the Muslim world. No, I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about the real priests of the original pagan religion, the real rulers. This, I'm going to explain it to you because you got a lot of puppets that are not telling you exactly what this means. They're reading it to you, but they're not explaining it. And they outright lie to you sometimes as well. Not sometimes, all the time, actually. Okay, so let's get this started. So if you have a copy of the Torah, also known as the Old Testament, follow with me. Follow with me. We're going right to the beginning. Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Stop right there. Stop right there. This is the number one thing you have to understand. God is not a name. The word God is not a name. The God you think they're talking about is not the God you think it is. For those people saying, for those of you out there who follow Judaism, it's not Yahweh. For those of you who follow Christianity, it's not Jesus. And for those of you of the Muslim faith, it's definitely not Allah. The God that is spoken of in this Torah, Old Testament, is not the God you believe in. That's the number one thing you have to understand. If you don't understand that, then you're lost already. So when your rabbi tells you it's talking about Yahweh, it's bullshit. When your pastor or reverend is telling you it's talking about Jesus, it's bullshit. When your mullah or imam says it's talking about Allah, it's bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now who it is that they're referring to before I continue. How the rabbis were to understand God in post-Babylonian rabbinical tradition is expressed in the Kabbalah. Not hearing from Almighty God during captivity had led the rabbis into the Babylonian Persian apostasy. They assumed God must be like pagan gods, unable to communicate directly to man, and thus incomprehensible. To make himself known, To make himself known, the Babylonian Persian god had to reveal himself in creation through 33 emanations. The emanations took place in 3 worlds: heaven, earth, and hell. According to the Kabbalah, each world experienced 10 emanations called Sephiroth. Sound familiar, fans of Final Fantasy VII? For a total of 30. Hovering above each world was an occult god. So there's a god for all 3 worlds. Three gods plus 30 emanations equals 33 steps in creation. 33 degrees of Freemasonry, anyone? Eastern religions are noted for building their theology around triads of numbers. The captive Jews incorporated the numbering system in the Kabbalah ostensibly for interpreting Moses. Mystic numerology begins with 0, represented by the Kabbalistic Ein Sof, the occult god, who in its origin was said to have been non-existent. And I tried to put an image earlier before I went live. I'm going to try again, but it's giving me problems. So I don't know why it's not working now. I'll try again, but I doubt it. Yep, it says invalid file type. I'm trying to upload the picture that I'm using as a thumbnail to this stream, and it's not working. So let me see if I can find another picture so you can get the idea. Let me see. Well, let me continue. Okay, let me continue. I don't want to waste time here. Where did I leave off? Mystic numerology begins with 0, represented by the Kabbalistic Ein Sof, the occult god, who in its origin was said to have been non-existent. From nothing, the big 0, in the vast void of space, emanated the existent 1, represented by the number 1. The existent 1 was considered a hermaphrodite. Listen very carefully, because now when I go back into the Torah and continue reading in the Torah, it's going to make more sense. The way they've been telling you what the Bible means is not the way it really is. Genesis is going to make more sense to you as you understand, as I give you the info that you need to understand that. This is the secrets to understanding the so-called Bible, the Torah, the Old Testament. Let me read that again. The existent 1 was considered a hermaphrodite, having both male and female organs. Over time, the existent 1 was able to divide into separate gods, both male and female, represented by the numbers 1 and 2. The male and female gods, with an S, with an S, meaning plural, more than one, cohabited and bore the occult Son of God, S-O-N, the occult Son of God. The male and female gods cohabited and bore the occult Son of God, represented by the number 3. This is where the Catholics, whether they want to admit it or not, this is where the Christians get their idea of the Trinity. But it's a pagan Trinity idea. This pagan Trinity continued their phallic creative activity through further procreative acts until 10 emanations completed the evolutionary cycle. You bastard. Fucking bastard. I knew he was going to get on my fucking bottle. Son of a bitch. Let me do this. Last thing I need is a fucking fly swimming in my beer. Okay, where was I? This pagan trinity continued their phallic creative activity through further procreative acts until 10 emanations completed the evolutionary, there's that word evolutionary cycle, represented by the number 10. 10, 1, 10. 1 plus 0 symbolically takes creation back to the occult God, which by pagan reasoning means mankind can become gods through reincarnation. That one sentence alone should wake you up and explain, and it explains everything. Let me read it again. 10, 1 plus 0 symbolically takes creation back to the occult God, which by pagan reasoning means mankind can become gods through reincarnation. This is the reason why these bastards through the ages continued their work. This is a plan that has been in the workings for the last 6,000 plus years. Believe it or not. And for those of you saying, well, this can't be. How could people living back then, knowing that they're going to die and the fruits of their labors and their planning they'll never get to see, they believe that they can reincarnate. They believe in reincarnation. They believe that when this world, this utopia, this new world order has been brought about, that they're going to reincarnate back into this world and be gods. This is the reason why. Yeah, these were fucking crazy motherfuckers. And their descendants who are continuing their work are crazy motherfuckers too. Oh boy. This cycle of creation is represented by a circle encompassing all 10 emanations. Hence, any disc-shaped or round, anything disc-shaped or round became the pagan symbol of God. The sun, moon, and stars were thus worshipped as gods. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I got the bastard. Got the bastard now. So close to killing you. Clean this bottle. Who knows where this bastard's been? Okay. Now let's go back to the Torah. So far what you've learned is that the God of the so-called Bible, the Old Testament, also known as the Torah, is not the God they tell you it is. It's not Yahweh, it's not Jesus, and it's not Allah. No, it's not. It's a pagan hermaphrodite God known to many. I'm going to try to say this name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Phanes or Phanis, the creator of the universe, the ancient god of creation and Orphic cosmogony. Phans or Phanes is one of the most mysterious and deeply symbolic forms of Greek mythology. In Orphic cosmogony, is represented as the first creative God, the primary source of life and secular order, as a primate, protogen God, embodies the transition from chaos to the creation and birth of the world. According to Orphic tradition, at first there were time and need, which separated the primary mixture of the elements. This process created the cosmic egg from which Phanes hatched. Its appearance marks the first act of creation: light, movement, and playability. Phanes is not just the God, but the very beginning of life. Let's continue with Genesis. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. What is spirit? Energy. Let's go back to this thing again. The first word, time and need, which separated the primary mixture of the elements. I continue with Genesis. And God said, and this pagan God, hermaphrodite God, said, let there be light, and there was light. And this pagan hermaphrodite God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. This is the splitting. Wait for it. It's not what you think it means. It's not what you've been taught it means. It means something totally different than what you were taught. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God, the pagan God that they really worship, hermaphroditic God, made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God, the pagan hermaphrodite God of the real rulers of this world, said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. There's that number again. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And let me remind you what I said earlier. This cycle of creation is represented by a circle encompassing all 10 emanations. Hence, anything disc-shaped or round became the pagan symbol of God. The sun, moon, and stars were thus worshipped as gods. And God, the pagan God that they really worship, who's both male and female, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. You see, they got you. They got you coming, they got you going. If they can't get you with the politics or the propaganda, they get you with the religion. They got it. And I'm not just talking about Judaism or Christianity, all the religions. It all belongs to them. They dominate it. They rule it. They gave it to you. Called different names, different rituals, different ceremonies, but it's all the same damn shit. It's all the same damn shit. They can't get you with socialism. They'll get you with Christianity. They can't get you with Judaism. They'll get you with Zionism. Do you understand now? We are rats in cages. Everybody thinks that they know the truth. Everybody thinks that they really know what's going on. All of you are fools. We're all prisoners. What do they say? We are players. No, they're the players. We're the idiots who don't know that we're locked in the theater and can't get out. And gasoline is being poured around the building outside, and there's a match being lit. Remember those poor fools in the movie? What was it? Tarantino's movie, Inglourious Bastards. We're the fucking people in the movie theater while it's in flames. And the bastards are the ones that lit the fucking match. The bastards, well, with the bitch and her man, right? That lit the match. The bastards were the ones shooting guns at those of the people trying to escape the theater. Those are the puppets. Those are the Putins and Netanyahus. Stopping you from escaping. They're the reason why that woman's face on the screen, the movie screen in Inglourious Bastards, is laughing at them. They're the reason why it's a woman. Okay. Okay, now we're getting into the important, and now you have to listen to this very carefully, okay? Man, this motherfucker. Every wing fell after his kind. God saw it was good. And God blessed them. The pagan god, the hermaphrodite god, blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Now, listen very carefully to this next part. This is very important. And wait a minute, I think I know what's going on over here. And God said, the pagan hermaphrodite God that these bastards really believe in. And if you look at it, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. They don't even believe. They believe that they came from this God. Okay? They believe they are gods because they are descended from this God. I'm going to show you. And God said, let us make man in our image. This is the hermaphrodite God speaking to itself. Okay? Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them, listen very carefully, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle. That's a very important word. And over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. This ain't talking about man in general. These people believe. Now listen to this very carefully. So God created man in his own image. Now, most of you out there think or are told that that's talking about the physical, that it's talking about all men. No, it's not. At least not according to them. It's actually talking about the mind. The image being spoken of here is the mind, the conscious. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Remember, this God is a hermaphrodite. That's why it says, let us make man. But the man they're talking about ain't us. Because this man that was created, whose image is like God, whose brain, whose mind, this is what they believe. They believe the mind of man is God. The collective mind of man, they're speaking about themselves, is the mind of God. For if this was talking about all humanity, then why the hell later in Genesis does God create humans from the earth, from the dust, from the matter of the earth, and then place them in the Garden of Eden? It's talking about two creations. There are two creations here. Beings who were made in the image, the mind of God, who were given the rulership of the earth to do as they want, to rule over everyone and everything. And there's another people created from the dirt, from the earth. You get it yet? Do you get it? If you're not one of them, see, they believe that they share in divinity. They believe they are made of that they are made, because that's why they're so smart. That's how they have, and this is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. This is the bullshit that the priests of ancient Iraq, Sumeria, Babylon, these are the bullshit lies that they told the public so that the public would follow them and believe them. They told them, we rule because God made us in his image. We were made to rule. The rest of you though, were made from the dirt. We were made from the light. We were made in the heavens. We're from the heavens along with God. The rest of you We're made from the ground, from the matter, from the dirt of the earth. We're divine. You are not. Do you get it? I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just showing you what they really believe. Gotta make sure there ain't no goddamn fly in my beer. I know this sounds crazy, right? But this is what they mean in the so-called Old Testament, in the Torah. Okay? Remember, there's no difference between master race and chosen people. These people believe they are gods. They believe that they were created by this hermaphrodite God, and that they came from this, that they were made in his image, his mind, and thus they, so-called chosen people, so-called master race, so-called Illuminati, don't get confused. It's all the same shit. The beliefs are the same, but there are different names. I'm not Jewish. At Treg Cavent, I'm not Jewish at all. I don't know why you said that. At 11:23, you said that. I just noticed it now. I'm not Jewish. I'm using their book to reveal. See, the average Jew doesn't know the true meaning of this either. They have no idea. They've been lied to and told that this explanation is talking about Yahweh. It's talking about Moses' God. Moses' God. No. What I'm talking about are not Jews who don't know any better. They've been misled and led astray as well as Christians and Muslims have. They have us warring. They have y'all, because I'm not part of any of the denominations. They have y'all killing each other. They don't have to kill you. They make you kill each other. And when y'all are gone, okay, when y'all have depleted each other to the point of non-existence, then they're bringing back their religion. They're going to be reincarnated, all of them, who have died through the ages, making this plan a reality. Think that they're going to be reincarnated as gods to rule whoever's left on the planet. Just because you don't believe it, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. They believe it. They believe they're gods created in the image, the mind of the hermaphrodite pagan god. They believe they're divine. They believe that you're low. They believe that you're cattle. They believe that you are nothing. You were made of the earth. They were made to rule. And you are just a fool. And they come at you as Christians. They come at you as Jews. They come at you as Muslims. But they're not really in their hearts. Even the Quran says this. In their hearts, they're not really what they say they are. And God blessed them. And God blessed these this is what it's saying. The pagan, this is what they taught the people. that you have to listen to us. You have to obey us because we were made in the image of God. We were created to rule the rest of you. We're divine, you're not. And the people believed it. And the people believed it just like they believe it today. Oh my God. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. It's not talking about all humanity. It's talking about these people. These chosen people, this master race with royal blood. And God blessed them. And the pagan hermaphrodite God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And they have done just that. As presidents, as dictators, as kings and queens, as bishops, as pontiffs, as popes. And God said, and the pagan hermaphrodite god, Phanes, that's how they know that. That's what it was called in the Greeks during the Greek period. And Phanes, I should say that, and Phanes, the pagan hermaphrodite god, said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed to you. It shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And this pagan hermaphrodite god saw everything that she had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Let's continue. The real explanation, the meaning behind Genesis, the Torah. This process is duplicated in all three worlds. And what are the three worlds? Heaven, earth, and hell. The numbers in each total 11. The numbers in each total 11, 0 through 10, for a total of 33. The large circle is known as Enthoth to Kabbalistic Jews, not to all Jews. We're talking about the mystical Jews who believe and follow the Kabbalah. Stop blaming all the Jews. It's not all of them. But it is the Kabbalistic Jews who are in positions of power, who believe this rubbish, who are once again leading their people to the slaughter. The large circle is known as Enthoth to Kabbalistic Jews, third eye in Hinduism, eye of Osiris to the Egyptians, and all-seeing eye in Masonry. That's free Masonry. The serpent biting its own tail is another symbol of the circle or eye. Kabbalistic mystics claim we are part of the occult God, since we emanated from him. This is what they believe, what I've just been telling you, that they were emanated from him, her. This process, according to all Eastern religions, can be reversed through reincarnation. They believe they're going to come back. Albert Pike believed he's going to come back. Aleister Crowley believed he was going to come back. Charlie Manson, Hitler believed they would come back. That's why they're not scared of death. That's why they had cojones. No, it's because they were sick fucks that believed in reincarnation, that they were going to be awarded for their part in destroying this world and creating a new utopia, a new world order, that their award was going to be reincarnated. They were going to be reincarnated as gods to rule the rest of us who were still alive. Y'all better wake the fuck up. This is what these motherfuckers believe. Kabbalistic mystics claim we are part of the occult God, since we emanated from him, her. This process, according to all Eastern religions, can be reversed through reincarnation. Moderns call it the science of evolution. Darwin was one of them. Darwin was one of them. Defined by Webster's 9th New Collegiate Dictionary as a process of continuous change from a lower, simpler, or worse state to a higher, more complex, or better state. These mystics claim that a mental state of godhood can be achieved here on earth through meditation. One can arrive at this state more rapidly, the mystics say, by ingesting mind-altering drugs. Aleister Crowley, anyone? Therefore, wherever Eastern religions are practiced, there will be a substantial increase in drug addiction. Jewish rabbis came out of Babylon, modern Iraq, with this doctrine in their Kabbalah. Titus refers to it as Jewish fables. Thayer's Greek-English lexicon defines fables as a speech word, saying, a fiction, a fable, an invention, falsehood, the fictions of the Jewish theosophists and Gnostics. Those are the Christian mystics. Especially concerning the emanations and orders of their aeons. Fables comes from a Greek word which requires initiation into a secret order to learn of the fable. And this is one of the fables. And this has been used to enslave your minds. All of y'all who think you're Jews, all of y'all who think you're Christian, all of y'all that think you're Muslim. I'm not talking about your beliefs. I'm talking about those who you follow, those who say that you're teaching, that you call your teachers. That's what I'm talking about. They're teaching you without telling you the real meaning of this. Scottish Rite Freemasonry acquired this system from the Kabbalah in the 18th century. Today, a Mason, that's a Freemason, who climbs the 33rd degrees is symbolically practicing the doctrine of reincarnation, the so-called science of evolution, the serpent's religion. Let me repeat that. The serpent's religion. Once the Mason reaches the 33rd degree, he is identified with Satan and becomes sovereign pontiff of the synagogue of Satan. Symbolically, the 33rd degree Mason's jewel tells the same story. It is composed of 3 interlaced triangles representing the 3 occult worlds of heaven, earth, and hell. In the center is the serpent biting its own tail. Here, in symbolic form, we see the truth that Freemasonry is the serpent religion, the religion which claims men can become gods by working their way up the Masonic degrees. Scottish Rite Freemasonry, which is referred to by the Masons as the Jewish Rite, betrays itself as the synagogue of Satan. In your face. Okay. I think that's enough for tonight. I've been on here an hour. No one's watching right now. I'm going to give people time to absorb this. If you have to rewind it a couple of times, go ahead. I understand. This might seem, I'm trying to give it to you as simply as I can, but it's still complicated. It's still complicated. But the number one thing you have to understand is that these people's God is not the God that they tell you it is. Their God is a different God. Genesis in the Old Testament, in the Torah, means something radically different from what they've taught you it meant. You must understand. That's the number one thing you have to understand. They are liars. That's the number one thing they're good at, is lying. And they've been lying since the very beginning. When they realized that they could control the masses, that's what they call us. When they control the cattle, the goyim, the masses, when they realized they could control the people through stories, through myth and fables. Remember the movie Steven Spielberg made based loosely, supposedly, of his life, his family life? The Fablemans. Do you know that Spielberg, in fact, means storyteller? It means fable. Oh my God. Jesus H. Christ. Jesus H. Christ. All right, then. I will continue, hopefully, this series on the real meaning of the Torah tomorrow, or rather, it's 12 a.m. now, later, or this evening. It's already the next day. So later this evening, I'll continue. Peace.